my cortisol levels would be through the roof too. Could you stop filming us, please? Girl, wasn't nobody filming you. Those windows are so dark. We couldn't see you until now. Now we see you. Send this to my friends and have them clear it up and see if we can't get some AI configurations. Now we see you. Nobody could see you before, but you wanted to jump out and tell people what the hell to stop filming us, please. Ma'am, let me tell you something. Let me just enlighten you real quick. You're in public. Hello, everybody. How are you doing on this fine Thursday? I'm doing quite well. Oh man, we have some breaking news, some exclusive news, some updates, and I just want to get some timeline stuff laid out. As per usual, things are going off at lightning speed in the Bam Margera camp, and I'm starting to develop some suspicions about some of the people he's been surrounding himself with. I did already record a whole entire different video on a different topic yesterday that is mostly edited that I was going to post today. I don't know. Am I going to have to start posting 2 videos a day? I don't know. It's so hard to keep up. It's just like everything else in the Bam Margera situation, since the moment I started covering it, stuff happens so fast. It's very hard to even keep up if you're not making like daily videos. So here we are back on the Bam story. Breaking news. TMZ, of course, broke the news a few hours ago. Today, at the time of recording this, it is Thursday, March 30th. So TMZ broke the news 7 or 9 hours ago. Let's just jump right into it. We'll share my screen. So here is the article, Bam Margera arrested for public intoxication. It was posted at 6:16 p.m. Pacific time yesterday, which is 9:16 p.m. Eastern, where I am. I was getting in bed literally when this was posted. He was arrested after allegedly making a scene at a restaurant where his estranged wife and son were eating, and cops say Bam was drunk in public. Law enforcement sources tell TMZ police in Burbank got a call around 3:45 p.m. on Wednesday. That was yesterday. And keep that time in mind because we are going to be looking at some publicly available records and we're going to be able to compare and contrast this time. So they got the call around 3:45 on Wednesday for a disturbance at a Thai food restaurant. And when officers arrived, they found Bam arguing with a woman, the dispute getting louder and louder. Our sources, so who could TMZ's sources be? They say when police got to the restaurant, Bam was unable to take care of himself and was arrested and booked for misdemeanor public intoxication. So pay very close attention to how this is being presented to us. Look, law enforcement sources tell TMZ they got the call around 3:45, a disturbance at a Thai food restaurant, and when officers arrived, they found him doing such and such. Then they say our sources, those are TMZ's sources. If it was law enforcement, that's what they would say, or they would say the sources. I wish this thing would hurry up and print out. I don't know how long it is. Okay. So he was arrested and booked for misdemeanor public intoxication. Now, there is video of this incident. It is not from the police body camera footage. Now, as usual, I will request the body camera footage and all of the police incident reports, etc. But this did happen in LA County. It was the LA Sheriff's Department. And so I know from past experience, it is very difficult to get the public records from LA. We'll get a little bit more to that analysis in a moment. Let's just finish the article first. There is video on social media showing Bam at the restaurant. He is clearly upset. The footage shows Margera walking in and out of the restaurant while cops look on. At one point in the clip posted to Instagram Live by comedian Evan Breen, you see Bam take a seat on a curb while he speaks to officers. One witness told us that Bam's estranged wife, Nikki, okay, so who could this witness be? These are just questions that go through my mind. Honestly, I don't really even have a speculation on who it could be. I mean, I guess it could be Nikki, but what witness could TMZ have been speaking to? I guess it could have been this Evan Breen guy, but if it was Evan Breen, why wouldn't they just say Evan told us? I really don't know. One witness told us that Bam's estranged wife, who actually never was legally married to her, and his 5-year-old son, Phoenix, were also inside the restaurant. But cops aren't saying if Nikki was the woman arguing with Bam. TMZ broke the story. Nikki filed for legal separation from Bam back in February, actually on Valentine's Day, after she claims he didn't appear to be sober during a visit he was supposed to have with Phoenix. We were also the first to report Bam's domestic violence arrest earlier this month after a woman claimed he kicked her. He has vowed to be a more present father as of late, even getting Phoenix's name tattooed on his face. Sources say that Bam will either have to post a $500 bail or stay in custody until he sobers up. So, because this happened so recently, I don't know if this person wants me to say their name, but thank you to the person who did alert me to this and send me this website. There is an inmate information center, let me show y'all, that allows you to look up someone by name and see if they are in custody in LA. So, let's look up Margera as the last name, Brandon as the first name. Okay. As you can see, it does show up, Margera, Brandon. If you click on the booking number, it'll give you more information. I have to verify I'm not a robot, I guess. Is this a bridge? Sometimes I take this and I'm like, maybe I am a robot. So here is the public information. It is publicly available information, and it says this is current as of today at 5:03 Pacific time, which is 8:03 a.m. Eastern time, which was about 10 minutes ago. As you can see, you can schedule a visit, search another inmate, or go back to the search results. So let's just see what this publicly available report does say. I've already printed it out in case this goes away. Now, I want you to remember two things from that TMZ article. First thing I want you to remember is that they said that he had to post a $500 bail. As you can see here, I want you to also remember what time TMZ said law enforcement told them that they got the call. They got the call around 3:45 p.m. and they quoted a $500 bail. So here we are at the information center of the LA County Sheriff's Department. So as y'all can see, it says that he was arrested at 17:20 hours, which is 5:20 p.m. So if the call came in at 3:45, but he was not arrested until 5:20, I have to wonder how long the cops stayed out there observing him and interacting with him. It tells you the time he was booked was about an hour later, 6:20 p.m. on March 29th, 2023. That was yesterday. Now, the bail amount is listed at $250. It's really, I guess, not a huge deal that TMZ got the bail amount wrong, but it does give me a little bit of pause. It's only $250 difference. There are many reasons, some of them even justifiable reasons why TMZ could have gotten the bail amount wrong. But anytime a news source, and I know TMZ is a tabloid and it's not reliable, I know that, but a lot of people get their news from TMZ. If you type into Google, Bam Margera arrested, what you're going to see is most of those news sources that do report on it are citing TMZ because TMZ broke the story. So if TMZ is going to be breaking stories and they're going to be cited by other more reputable news sources, then I do think it's kind of material. It's kind of important that they get all the facts right, and they didn't get the facts right as far as the bail amount. So again, could it have been 500 at first and it went down to 250? I mean, I guess, but that was just something that stuck out to me that I wanted to point out. Okay, so this is interesting because as you can see, I had this page up. I have two different ones up. The one that I just searched with y'all was updated as of 5:03 Pacific time. The one that I searched earlier was updated as of 3:33 Pacific time. And there's a couple differences I noticed right away. First of all, the one that I pulled up before I started recording has this Vine link tab up here at the top. I'm not going to click on it because it's going to make this page go away. But this Vine link, maybe I should put it in the Wayback. Hold on, let me Wayback Machine this page. Okay, so I have that attempting to save. I'd also have this printed out just in case something were to happen to this page, but there are some differences I noticed right away, like I said. First of all, this Vine link appears on the one that was earlier, the one that was current as of 3:33 Pacific. It does not appear on the one that, like, if you were to type it in right now as I'm recording this video, there's no Vine link. What is Vine link? I don't know. I'll have to go look into it later because like I said, I don't want to click off of this 333 page. Total bail amount seems to be the same, $250. So on the updated one, it does not tell you his housing location. It only tells you his permanent housing assigned date, which was yesterday, and the assigned time, which was 1828 or about 6:30 p.m. Facility address and city are missing. There's nothing filled out for that. But on this one, it tells you his housing location is 1912 and the facility is the Burbank Police Department. The address and city are still not there. Next court date and release date do not appear on the one from 333. Let's see if yes. Okay. Release. Let me print this one out too then. Okay. So it seems as though Bam has been released from jail. Actual release date is March 30th, 2023. Let's see if we can click on details. Breaking news. It seems as though between the first time I searched for Bam in the records earlier this morning, Bam has been released. He has been bailed out. He has paid the $250 and he is out of jail. So like I said at the beginning of this video, I really have to stay on top of this stuff because I bet in a few hours, you won't even be able to find his name on here anymore. So he was released and given a citation. He was released at 3:34 a.m. Pacific time. Literally 1 minute after I did this search this morning, he seems to have been released. So yeah, I have them both printed out. So the public intoxication thing seems to just have been a citation. A citation is just a ticket. So let me look up the public intoxication statute in California. Let me pull it up for y'all. The actual statute on the california.gov page. These are other miscellaneous offenses, chapter 2, 647. Any person who commits any of the following acts is guilty of disorderly conduct, which is a misdemeanor. And then we go down to 647F. A person who is found in any public place under the influence of intoxicating liquor, any drug, controlled substance, toluene, I don't know what that is, or any combination of any intoxicating liquor, drug, controlled substance in a condition where they are unable to exercise care for their own safety or for the safety of others, or by reason of being under the influence of any substance, prevents the free use of any street, sidewalk, or other public way. Okay, so it looks like he was given a citation for public intoxication, which in California is a type of disorderly conduct. All right. So now that we've discussed that and done our little breaking news on the matter and all of that, it seems that as of, gotta get my papers in order. So according to the publicly available police records that y'all just looked at with me, he has been released as of about 2 hours ago. At the time of recording of this video, it was around 3:30 in the morning Pacific time, which is where Bam is. All right. So now that we've discussed that, I want to discuss a few more things just to piece together this timeline and give a little bit of opinion, commentary, speculation, conspiracy theories, whatever you want to call it. Let's start with Bam's Instagram account. Let me make sure I took pictures of this. Y'all know stuff gets deleted and then what? A real-time investigation with me. So this is Bam's like unofficial Instagram account and he posts stuff on here. He does not have access to his Instagram account. And I want you to take note of a few things. First, I want you to take note of this post from 4 days ago wherein Bam is with Destin or Dustin and then that one's like K9 or something. And then just yesterday, 1 day ago, Bam posted a picture of himself with Phoenix, which we know from recent videos and recent Instagram posts that Bam has been alleging and accusing Nikki, his child's mother, of keeping his child from him. Another thing that we know is that Nikki, featured in this picture, Nikki, has filed for custody of Phoenix. We also know that Nikki filed for custody and child support before, back in 2021, on the day after Lima filed to put Bam in a conservatorship in Florida. So when I saw this picture on Bam's Instagram, I was excited for him because he got to see Phoenix, but I was also a little concerned because it seems like every time they do allow Bam to hang out with his son, he gets in trouble or the cops get called on him. And one way of looking at it is Bam doesn't know how to act. Another way of looking at it is it's possible setups. I know for a fact they used Bam Margera's child to set him up in September 2021. They told him, come to the Don Caesar Hotel. Where was Clearwater? Wherever it was, Pinellas County. Come to the Don Caesar Hotel. Nikki and your son are going to be there. We're going to go to Disney World.
How'd you land up here?
Because my wife's here.
Oh, okay, so you came here to see her.
Yeah, I came from Orlando. Yeah.
What's she doing here? She live up here?
No, she lives in San Francisco and Philadelphia and Kauai, Hawaii.
Did they come here to see you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I haven't seen her half of a year. And I still didn't get to see her.
Yeah.
I miss
What's her
her.
name?
Well, he shows up. Nikki and the son are nowhere to be found. That is stated on police body camera footage. The police say she's not here.
Is this the room he's talking about?
He's schizophrenic. His wife and kid's not there.
I know, but did you check?
No,
Like-
I know, I don't know.
We might as well. Won't hurt.
No.
Here's that.
You-
No, I know.
Stop
I
here.
know. I know him well.
No.
They told Bam Nikki and his child were going to be there.
I was supposed to take Phoenix to Apricot Center tomorrow. I can't believe Lena did this. That witch.
We're just the middleman. We get
I
the
know.
paperwork.
For the purpose of luring him to the hotel where Lima Yevrimovich had, a week or more earlier, applied for a conservatorship against Bam.
That witch.
Stephen B. Timmer called the police in 2021 in Pinellas County and said Bam is over here assaulting people.
We have a marksman pickup order for him. 4 o'clock this morning, he started attacking her. He attacked her, grabbed her, tore her implant. He need a paramedic? I don't know yet.
He's out of his mind. He's crazy. He's schizophrenic.
And is this situation mental health related at all? Absolutely, yes. Okay. For Brandon, and why do you say that? For good. Well, because he's in severe psychosis. I believe he's been diagnosed as paranoid schizophrenic. He's been diagnosed as bipolar. He's got a long history of mental illness.
Whatever else he said.
This was disheveled looking. I don't know. I haven't seen him yet today. State name is Bam, B-A-M, from the show Jackasses. Does he seem to be under the influence of drugs or alcohol right now? Absolutely. There's no question about it. And really highly intoxicated as well. He attacked her, grabbed her.
The police showed up and none of that was true.
Wow.
Yeah, you can step out here for us? Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, who else is in the room?
Is Bam in there? Bam's in there?
Anybody else?
No.
Okay.
No weapons or nothing.
So I know for a fact, based on police body camera footage, that they have used visitation with Phoenix against Bam in order to set him up before. I know that.
Hey, can we come in, buddy? Yeah. Perfect. All right. Hey, this isn't up to us.
Well, who's up to Lima? Go ahead. I'm almost going to see my son. Almost. Almost. Why can't I see him? Why can't I see him? Just have order because you have to go to the treatment facility, all right? I can't. Where?
Like he's calling somebody to come over to give him a Baker Act so that they can take him to a hospital first. And I'm like, I don't know how that's going to work with civil, so.
Yeah, what on earth?
You want to let him?
Because I told him the only place we can take him is there.
Yeah.
My wife has to know this is happening.
Well, if we can contact her, we'll
You
let
have
her know
to,
everything.
you have to call her
Yeah.
and wake her up and say,
Okay.
Bam is getting Baker acted again.
Okay.
And 5150. Ow. Can't believe we
391-7001. We're just the middleman. It's a Baker Act type thing. It's a
Yeah.
mental thing. It's not a crime. So.
Right. Because my wife's here.
Oh, okay, so you came here to see her.
Yeah, I came from Orlando.
I've seen it happen. I have many, many videos on it. Go check out the Bam Margera playlist. When I saw this picture, I was happy Bam got to see Phoenix, but I was very concerned that he was there with Nikki and that they weren't letting him see Phoenix. He did post a couple other things. He posted this picture with Phoenix as well. And it says, signing Battlestar limited edition decks at the barracks with Phoenix the Wolf. And then he posted another one. And this was all yesterday. Him doing a silly walk. Let's see if I can get this sound. So it's cute. It's a little rock and roll song or whatever. And Bam walking with the kids. And it's wholesome and it's cute. I even commented wholesome. But look over here, you can see we're doing an in real time investigation here. I don't know who this lady is. My first instinct was maybe that's his new girlfriend. That I know is Nikki. I'm assuming this lady's daughter, but I really have no idea. And then there's Phoenix. So look at this lady. She's wearing all black and she has long blonde hair with blonde bangs. And her and Nikki are hanging out. Maybe it's Bam's girlfriend, maybe it isn't. So all that was posted just yesterday, seemingly right before Bam was arrested around 6 p.m. last night, his time. So there's another little piece of information / evidence that I want to share with y'all that I haven't seen any news sources reporting on. And it has to do with a restraining order that was filed against Bam on March 17th, so about 2 weeks ago. Let me pull it up for you, and I may have to do a little bit of redacting here, but I want to pull up for you this publicly available record, and thank you also to the person who did go and procure this for me. That person is on top of things, and this person tipped me off that this restraining order had been filed, and the court date actually has not come up for it yet. So let me pull that up, and I will show it to y'all, because actually, before we get to that, what I want to do is watch the videos. Let's watch the video. Oh, this is going to be a long video. Let's watch the video footage, not police body camera footage, but that comedian Evan Breen. He was there at the restaurant or near the restaurant, and he videoed Bam. Let's watch that together. And then I want to get into this temporary restraining order that was filed. Okay, so this is the clearest video of it, but there are a few seconds that seem to be clipped off from here. Maybe there's a longer form video out there of this, but this is the clearest I could find in this sort of breaking news territory that we're in. I will show y'all the other video too with the few seconds, but that one's a little blurrier. But this is the footage that I was able to find. I just downloaded it from TikTok.
Oh my God.
As you can see, Bam is sitting in the parking lot talking to a police officer, and he's sitting on one of those little curbs in between two cars.
Dude. I feel bad. Like, I don't want to record. I hate recording people.
Well, I'm glad that this person did record, because more than likely, they're not going to give me the police body camera footage. And not only me, they're not going to give it to anyone. And so now we just going to have to rely on TMZ and what TMZ says if there's no recording. So this is certainly not legal advice. But if you're ever in a situation where you see somebody being mistreated, especially if you think something might be suspicious, any little bells going off and you see someone interacting with the police, I would encourage you to record it.
Especially, like, I don't know. Feel awkward. This is like sad.
Yeah, this is really sad.
Yeah.
Well, he was just like,
Yeah.
I mean, his kid is gonna be scarred.
Yeah.
So they're talking about the kid being scarred, which is very interesting considering what I'm about to read to y'all from this temporary restraining order filing thing. But these folks that are talking in the video seem to have more information than we have just from looking at this video. Maybe they were around, maybe they saw something happen around the kid, but they're talking about Phoenix and they're saying that he's going to be scarred. I do think it's important to just point out the person who filmed this is a comedian who has 500,000 followers on Instagram. I don't know if he knows Bam, if he knows Nikki, if he knows these people or not. This person is a comedian. They have hundreds of thousands of followers. And so I can't vouch for this person. They could possibly have ulterior motives for the specific narratives they're spinning, but maybe not. It could just be a total coincidence. I just wanted to point out this isn't just some random stranger with 100 followers. Like, this is a huge Instagram account that when the person goes live, probably thousands of people are going to see it. And honestly, thank God, because now we get to see some of it.
Well, he was like,
Okay. So I want y'all to see this lady. And remember, we just saw this lady who seems to have rainbow hair with Bam. So I'm not sure if this lady
okay.
jumping out the car, screaming and hooting and hollering, talking about stop filming, which off. No. I wish she would have told me to stop filming because I would have let her know. Hell no. Won't you come over here and tell me that to my face so I can get a closer up picture of you is what I would have said. But these people, not knowing their First Amendment rights or perhaps just not really trying to get into all of it, they said okay, and they're about to walk away.
All right, sorry.
I'm not sorry.
It wasn't a mistake.
Oops.
All right, guys, I'm going to go.
Okay, so that was the end of that video. Let me just pull up the other one. It's a few more seconds long and it does have a couple more images on it, I think. So I think this is the same person, Evan Breen, recording, but this is a different angle and it's Bam coming in and out of the restaurant. Now, the person who reposted this to TikTok has put some captions and things on here. I'm not going to read them, but this is a repost. So I'm assuming the person who reposted it was live watching and kind of screen recorded or whatever, the Evan Breen thing. So let's see if we can get any further information from this video that wasn't in that first one as far as different angles and stuff.
Margera, like
Oh, he just went in the other entrance. Dude, no way.
walked back into the Thai restaurant with his child and
Oh, here he is.
I don't know what this sad music's all about.
Dude.
No way.
Is that his ride too? That Range Rover?
Yeah, that brown hair lady jumped out of and started hollering at people. Like, honestly, if I surrounded myself with people that were just screaming and hollering at strangers all the time, my cortisol levels would be through the roof too.
Just so sick.
Yeah. Oh my dude. This is
Could you stop filming us, please? Girl, wasn't nobody filming you. Those windows are so dark. That tent is so dark. We couldn't see you until now. Now we see you. Send this to my friends and have them clear it up and see if we can't get some AI configurations. Now we see you. Nobody could see you before, but you wanted to jump out and tell people what the hell to stop filming us, please. Ma'am, let me tell you something. Let me just enlighten you real quick. You're in public. The United States Supreme Court has repeatedly affirmed when you're in public, people can film you. I don't really make the rules. I'm just telling you what they are.
okay. Alright, sorry.
Margera, like
Do y'all think that that lady is the same lady as this lady? Or do y'all think it's a different lady? And if it's a different lady, is one of them his girlfriend and one not? I don't know. But that's the footage I was able to find just briefly looking around TikTok this morning. Now I want to pull up that restraining order, or the one that has been filed for. Bam has not gone to court yet over the restraining order. There has been a temporary restraining order granted by a judge, and it is currently in place. So let's look that up. And I want y'all to tell me if you see any familiar cast and crew in the restraining order that makes you raise your eyebrows. So here are the filings. And as you can see, they were filed on March 17th, 2023, which was approximately 2 weeks ago. It is a request for a temporary restraining order, request for civil harassment restraining orders, filed by a man named Daniel Cardenas, who is aged 28. The person from whom protection is sought, as you can see here, is Brandon Bam Margera, age 43. And then it says, why are you filing in this county? North County, San Diego. So he was in San Diego. It says, how do you know this person? He is a friend of my roommates. Well, my question is, who could that be? Why are you filing in North County in San Diego? I was harassed by this person in the county. Have you been involved in any other court case with the person? No. Describe the harassment. Harassment means violence or threats of violence against you, or a course of conduct that seriously alarmed, annoyed, or harassed you and caused you substantial emotional distress. This is a stupid definition of harassment. Harassment means harassed. What do you mean? What are you talking about? A course of conduct is more than one act, so it has to be more than once. When did it happen? And it says see attachment. Okay, who else was there? And it says see attachment. So we will get to that attachment. How did the person harass you? See attachment. Did Bam use or threaten to use a gun or any other weapon? Yes, he stated he would unalive me with brass knuckles. Were you harmed or injured? See attachment. So we'll get to the attachment, but let's just read through this. Has the person harassed you at other times? No. Did the police come? No. So he did not call the police. Check the orders that you want. Personal conduct orders. I ask the court to order Bam not to do any of the following things to me or any person to be protected in the list. And the guy wants Bam to not harass, intimidate, bleep, attack, strike, stalk, threaten, assault, hit, abuse, destroy personal property, or disturb the peace of the person. The guy, Daniel, is saying, I also don't want to be contacted by him directly or indirectly in any way, including but not limited to by telephone, writing, public, private mail, blah, 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 email, da, da, da. I also want him to stay away from me at least 100 yards from me, my home, and my job or workplace, and my vehicle. If the court orders the person to stay away from all the places listed above, will he or she be able to get to his or her home or school or job? Yes. Does the person own or possess any Second Amendment device? And it says, I don't know. I request that a temporary restraining order be issued against the person in number 2, that's Bam, to last until the hearing. I am presenting a separate form for the court's signature together with this request. Has the person been told that you were going to go to court to seek a restraining order against him? No, he did not tell Bam that he was going to get a restraining order. He also did not call the police. And the guy didn't want to pay a fee. He wanted the sheriff or the marshal to serve him. And then the guy signed it on March 16th, 2023. He's unrepresented. Okay. So now we're going to get into the attachment that the guy kept referring to. I, Daniel Cardenas, am seeking a restraining order against Bam. I have no knowledge if he has access to bleep or bleep. On March 15th, 2023, about 3:30 in the morning, I was sound asleep and woke up to my front door being slammed open by Bam. I was startled awake, and he got right in my face and said, "You have 12 hours to leave the house or I will unalive you with my brass knuckles," or something to that extent. He was also saying, "That girl will have PTSD for the rest of her life." My roommate, Destin Dern, heard the threat, came into the room, and forced Bam to leave my room. He closed the door behind him, and I fell back asleep. Y'all see that? My roommate, Destin Dern. Okay. So we'll get into discussing these allegations once I'm done reading all of them. How is it that Destin Dern is continuously mixed up with all of this? And if you remember correctly, just 4 days ago at the time of recording this, so March 26th, Bam was posting pictures skating around with Destin Dern. So he's still hanging out with Destin Dern, despite the fact that being around Destin has seemed to cause nothing but problems for Bam since he met the kid. Destin heard the threat, so I'm assuming he's going to be called as a witness coming up in April, came into the room and somehow forced Bam to leave the room. Closed the door behind him and I fell back to sleep. 2.5 hours later at 6 a.m., Bam slammed my door open, startling me awake again, and said, "You have 12 seconds to leave," with his fist in my face. He had a handful of rings, showing me that he would hurt me if he punched me, and again, bringing up that the little girl will have PTSD for the rest of her life. I got up immediately and left the house, scared of what would happen if I didn't. I stayed elsewhere that night for fear of a repeat incident, but went back to get some things when my roommate, that's Destin Dern, assured me Bam was not at the house. While I was there, I noticed my pocket knife and rings were missing, and I suspect Bam may have taken them. Okay, well, I don't know about all that. Okay, so look at this part. For context on this situation, Bam was arrested in Escondido on March 7th for domestic violence against his girlfriend, Jessica, who has an 8-year-old daughter. We need to break this whole sentence down. This says that Bam was arrested on March 7th, but that's not what TMZ reported. TMZ reported that Bam was arrested on March 2nd. Let me show y'all. Again, I don't like relying on TMZ. The purpose of me pulling up these articles is to show y'all where there are discrepancies. Bam Margera busted for domestic violence. This was written and published on March 7th. But according to this article, and they cite the San Diego County Sheriff's Department, Bam was arrested last Thursday. Last Thursday would have been, here's the 7th, follow it back to Thursday the 2nd. Okay. So Daniel, maybe he's just mistaken, but it is pretty important to get all your facts correct whenever you're giving them to the police and to the court, because it's under penalty of perjury. Make your facts wrong.
The cause of death was marked as a seizure disorder
In a restraining order dispute, but either he got the facts wrong, he just was wrong, or he wasn't. If he wasn't, that means TMZ got the facts wrong, or Bam was arrested twice for domestic violence and we only heard about one. Those are just all possibilities. I honestly don't know which one is the truth, but I'm just showing y'all there's different things being said here. All right. He was arrested for domestic violence against his girlfriend, Jessica, who has an 8-year-old daughter. Well, that makes me wonder if the girl that he was with yesterday with the rainbow hair and the little girl was the girlfriend, Jessica. So I'm not even going to get into the whole, if you called the cops on someone for domestic violence, why are you still hanging out with them? Because I know that a lot of times that does happen. I'm not even going to judge. I'm not even going to ask that question. What I am going to ask is, who was the lady who jumped out of the Range Rover? And was it the same lady with the rainbow hair? And if he's already now been arrested for domestic violence in connection with this lady, given a temporary restraining order in connection with this lady, and gotten arrested again for public intoxication, being with this lady on the same night, is this really a healthy, productive relationship? Or is it possible that Bam just needs to get rid of and eliminate people like that from his life? Or is it also similarly possible that the lady needs to eliminate Bam from her life, Jessica, according to this restraining order affidavit? It doesn't seem to me like for either of them, this is a productive or healthy relationship. It doesn't seem like it's helping Bam's sobriety. It doesn't seem like it's good to have Bam around this kid, according to these documents. So that's just my conspiracy theory opinion. That's not worth anything. What does my opinion matter? Both Jessica and her daughter, the 8-year-old daughter, are friends with my roommates. Okay, well, if y'all are friends with an 8-year-old, like, that's weird. They have been staying in our house since Bam's arrest on March 7th. So have they been staying there since March 7th, or have they been staying there since March 2nd? That's the question. During that time, the household got angry with me after I had some very loud bleep in the house on March 9th. The following day, my roommates, that includes Destin Dern, all came down on me for being so disrespectful while they and the daughter was in the house. All I can figure is Jessica told Bam about the loud bleep, which her daughter overheard, and this is why he was so upset. Although it, of course, gives him no right to attack me, threaten my life, or kick me out of a home that he has no rights to. Bam is a professional skateboarder who used to have a television career for doing outlandish and dangerous stunts on TV. He was featured in the Jackass movies, TV shows, his own show, Viva La Bam.
Stage name is Bam, B-A-M, from the show Jackasses. Okay, Jackass.
I have known him in passing through my roommate friends, but he has never acted violently or aggressively toward me until now, although he is notorious for being an unstable alcoholic.
Does he seem to be under the influence of drugs or alcohol right now? Absolutely, there's no question about it.
He has now threatened me in my own home, and I want to make sure he cannot return near me or my home so I suffer no additional harm. Now, I will say what I always say. If it is true that Bam threatened someone with violence, broke into their house, threatened them, made them afraid, that's unacceptable. He should not have done that. I don't think Bam should have done that. I think perhaps this roommate should have called the police to make a police report about this since it was a threat of violence. But again, I don't know. I mean, I wasn't there and it's not me. I do think there is perhaps more to the story that we're not getting from this one-sided telling of it. I can understand how exposing a child to certain types of loud you know what could be traumatic. I understand why, if that was the case, Bam was upset. But I agree, it doesn't give him the right to threaten anybody, and especially threaten them with their life. I agree with that. Now, putting that to the side, I just can't help but wonder, speculate, have a conspiracy theory, whatever you want to call it, that this was all part of a larger second, third, fourth, however many times this has happened, attempted setup. Because if you look at the timeline, it seems like everyone around Bam is calling the cops on him, filing police reports on him, or working with people who are doing those things. Let's take Destin Dern, for example. Destin Dern is always being featured on the Bam Margera Instagram account, skating with Destin, hanging out with the Derns. But he's also always mixed up in these events where people are trying to lock Bam up, get Bam in legal trouble, etc., etc. Let's take this restraining order to the side for a second and just think back to Destin Dern is the one who edited that video, the post video of Lima trying to make fun of me.
Hi guys, I'm Lima, the one you've heard so many wonderful things about, and this is my friend Destin.
Hey, how's it going?
Destin Dern edited that video.
So I'm the one that edited this video together. I tried to keep it funny. I have a YouTube channel myself. I run it with my brothers. It's all about skateboarding and we post every...
But Lima is the one that put Bam in a conservatorship and attempted to put him in a second one in Florida.
Wake her up and say,
Okay.
Bam is getting Baker acted again.
Okay.
In 5150. Ow. Can't believe
391-7001. We're just the middleman.
Lima's the one who continued to call the cops on Bam.
Hi, Officer Bellman. It's Lima calling back. I had something just quickly I wanted to mention.
Okay.
Regarding his location, can you please not mention that I shared the location with you? Because I don't want him to lose trust in me and not share things with me.
Like, he thinks I called you guys, and I know Lima did.
Lima's the one who, according to Bam, was tracking him on GPS devices.
My guardian, who I thought was on my side, would find out my location because either I would tell her or she would track down my GPS on my phone and get me re-Baker acted and sent back to the loony bin.
Bam said that, not me.
Like, he's calling somebody to come over to give him a Baker Act so that they can take him to a hospital first. And I'm like, I don't know how that's going to work with civil, so.
Yeah, what on earth?
So Destin Dern is also now taking in Bam's alleged victim of domestic violence and her daughter. The roommate now has violent interpersonal conflicts with Bam. Nikki was just with Bam last night, the very night that he got arrested. Lima, I don't know if she's still around Bam, but all these people are connected to her.
And this is my friend Dustin.
Hey, how's it going?
So it just makes me wonder how much she still is out here pulling the strings.
Okay, so if you knew he was on the run, why didn't you call us yesterday?
Because I have to go through Lima, and she was trying to get a court order because he's under a Marchman Act, and he's under court order.
That supposedly is expired.
And how involved she still is.
Okay, no, it's new, and it's today. No, it is like today. She's been all day at the courthouse. It's like,
What courthouse?
I don't know. I mean, I can put her on the phone if you
No,
need
I have
to.
her number.
Now, what I can say is this restraining order has been granted on a temporary basis, and it will be going to court on April 10th. 2023. When they go to court, this person is now going to have additional stuff to tell the judge. Well, he already going to be able to say he got arrested for domestic violence, whatever. Even though the prosecutors declined to charge Bam, they said there wasn't enough evidence. The man is going to be able to say, oh, well, he was arrested for public intoxication a few days ago or a couple weeks ago. He's going to be able to say that. But who called the police on Bam? That's really the question. And if it hadn't already happened before that Bam had been lied to, lured in with his child that he so desperately misses and set up.
Like, he's calling somebody to come over to give him a Baker Act so that they can take him to a hospital first.
You're not doing that new Jackass thing, are you?
No, because it's a $30 million lawsuit.
You were in Orlando for the Netflix show?
Yeah.
That's what brought you all the way over here?
Yes.
Coast to coast in Florida.
Yes.
Here, I mean, I'm not
This
very-
was a setup.
Huh? This isn't a setup, I mean. It's not a setup.
Yes, it was.
What do you
My guardian.
I wouldn't be speculating like this, but I think it's very important to consult with the past. Look at the track record of all of these repeat players and ask yourself, could they be operating like Stephen B. Timmer and Lima were operating?
This is an ex parte Marchman pickup order for this guy from that show Jackass. He's doing cocaine all over the room. He attacked her because she wouldn't get breakfast. He ripped her breast implant.
Who are you to him?
I'm an interventionist, and I was hired to get him to treatment.
Okay.
So
You were hired by Miss...
by the trustee. There's a trust. You'll see a trust. He has a guardian, and
Gotcha.
the guardian hired me to get him help.
Could this all be a setup? Because back whenever Lima put Bam in his very first conservatorship that I know about in Mesa, Arizona, just a few days before they filed for that conservatorship, Jeff Tremaine took out a restraining order against Bam. May 25th that happened. By June 1st, Lima was filling out conservatorship paperwork. May 25th is when Jeff Tremaine filed that original restraining order. May 25th in LA.
You're not doing that new Jackass thing, are you?
No, because it's a $30 million lawsuit.
June 4th in Mesa, Arizona, Lima was filling out conservatorship paperwork and taking classes to be a conservator.
The trustee. There's a trust. You'll see a trust. He has a guardian.
On the one hand, I want to be fair and say, if Bam did do this stuff, it's unacceptable and he shouldn't have. He should be held accountable. You can't go threatening people. You can't break into people's houses and threaten them. You just can't do that. So if it's true that that is what happened, I don't condone that, not one bit. I can't make excuses or justifications for it. It is unacceptable. But my question is, did that happen? Or did it happen exactly how it's being painted that it happened? The reason I have those questions is because people have lied to the police about Bam many times before. And they've done so to set him up.
This was a setup.
To take away his liberties, to take away his freedoms. If Bam was intoxicated in public to the extent where he was unable to care for himself, I can see why he was taken to jail. I'm not even saying he shouldn't have been, but I'm asking, how did the cops know? Who called him?
He thinks I called you guys. I know Lena did.
Maybe it's just a coincidence. Maybe this time is different.
Hi, Officer Bellman. It's Lima calling back. I had something just quickly I wanted to mention.
Okay. Maybe this time is different from all the other times.
Can you please not mention that I shared the location with you because I don't want him to lose trust in me and not share things with me.
I'm open to that possibility. No matter what I think and no matter what I say, I still want to make everyone aware of the facts. The facts are Bam was arrested yesterday as of the time of recording of this video. Bam has seemingly been released from jail as of the time of the recording of this video. He bailed out at $250. There is an active temporary restraining order out against Bam from a man by the name of Daniel Cardenas. Don't know why that hasn't been reported on because the sources like to tell TMZ some stuff and they just don't tell them other stuff. Not really sure. I can understand why, if all those things are true, Bam was upset that a little girl was being exposed to that, but it does not excuse or justify him threatening someone's life. I agree with that person on that front. I'm here to report that that person has connections to Destin Dern. Destin Dern keeps showing up here and there and everywhere. Bam was just with Destin Dern a few days ago, 4 days ago, according to Bam's Instagram. So I do wonder, is Destin going to be called as a witness? Is he going to testify against Bam? Is he going to testify against Daniel? Did he really observe and see the things that Daniel says that he saw and observed? I don't know. I don't know the answer to any of that. But I did want to report all this stuff to y'all because everything moves lightning fast around here. So I did want to bring it all to your attention. A lot's going on. It seems like there is some discord, some tension in the Bam Margera camp. And I'll be keeping up with the story. I'll be letting y'all know if I get any of the public records, which I don't anticipate that I will. But if I do, I'll let y'all know. And that's all I really had for today. This video is a lot longer than I anticipated that it was going to be, but sometimes it's just how long it takes. In the meantime, facts ain't defamation. Love you, Meanie K. Bye.